You know, it's a live show. During a live show, expect anything. We just had to talk about, you know, what was going on there. Command of the strings, commands of the drums, commands of the band. That is what makes a good musician. You must be in control of your band. Your band can't control you. You must dictate what they do, and that's what we just saw there, King Sunny Ade. For me, a live performance would be one thing that you just can't get over. So we will be talking about the man, a bit about his life, a bit about what he does, and he's still standing strong at 76. We have, of course, a colleague in the house this morning. He's an entertainment journalist. We're always delighted to have him join us when we talk about veterans in this industry. Join us this morning as we welcome Biodun Kupoluyi. Thank you again for being here today. Right, we're talking about King Sunny Ade. Last week he clocked 76, born September 22nd. For you, this man, what strikes you about him, King Sunny Ade, when you hear the name KSA? What is it about this man that you can't seem to get over?
That's true. Thank you. King Ishola Adeniyi Anthony Adigay is an icon. By all standards, is an icon. A great music maestro, a composer, a writer. He's a man who is in charge of his stagecraft. He knows what he's doing. Though he started as an actor, but he ended up a musician because of his dexterity on drums. You know, let me tell you one thing. King Sunny Ade never learned how to play guitar that we all use to qualify him today. That say, oh, he's a great guitarist. You know, he never learned how to play guitar. You know, but I mean, nobody taught him. That's what I want to say.
Self-learned.
Yes, you understand. So he's gifted in all ramifications. You know, I think he's the man Shakespeare had in mind when he said, "Constant, like a northern star." That's KSA for you. You know, it represents stardom. In fact, KSA is stardom himself, because since he broke into Nigerian music space, his star has never waned for one day. It has been on the rise, you know, win more audience across generations, and his music has been constant.
Right.
You know, so
sorry, Ibuko, just the final word sentence you made there. Ibuko had mentioned something earlier in that regard during the open access segment, and she said, will the millennial be able to connect with King Sunny Ade? And you just mentioned that cutting across age group. Would you also say that the present crop of generation can still resonate with his music?
That's a big one, because what stood KSA and his ick out is the live performances. Yes, the present generation, they would do a lot on stage, you know, going up and down, doing music that we can consume at that moment, but KSA's music will live with us forever.
Evergreen.
Evergreen. That's the word. So they will need to work hard. You know, they will need to work hard on their hearts, so that they can achieve the kind of stardom and relevance KSA has achieved in life. You know, I can't imagine a man at 76, the man who started singing when he was barely 20, you know, and he's still relevant till today. You know, so it means we can't take that away from him, that he's our national icon, a superstar of international standard. You know, I'm not surprised what President Buhari said on his birthday. You know, so I think someone like Sonia Day should be. I don't want to use the word like we can venerate him. I would have used the word worship him. You know, but if it's possible, you know, we can.
All right, now, people think, when you think of King Sunny Ade, you just have to think, how did he start? Like, who are his role models? Who are the people that actually added to his craft and made him who he is today?
You know, his music is a fusion. It's a fusion of so many things. Gospel, traditional, you know, and so on and so forth. But you see, I think when he started way back, you know, Shogbo, when his parents moved from Ondo to Shogbo, and then eventually joined Baba Salah's Africa Rhythm Dandies, you know. They were playing all sorts of entertaining people here and there. That's one of his inspirations anyway. Baba Salah, Moses Olaiya. You know. But, you know, he was a good listener of music, of all genres. So he had influences like Tunde Nightingale, Baba Ojoge Daniel, and so on and so forth, you know. And then at the point in time, he said, let me carve a niche for myself. I think initially his brand, then the Green Sports, you know, that later evolved into African beats, and later I think Golden Mercury, or which one? Either come
Either
the
other way around.
So I think all along he admitted that look, we were all so into playing covers, playing great musicians' music, but at a point in time, he tried to create his own music with his band. And that has remained today, that anywhere you are, you get a signature, you know, this is KSA singing there, you know. So
right.
That's it.
You mentioned at the beginning that, you know, reminded our viewers that he started off as an actor, which you also still mentioned because of his song.
You were traveling theater.
Yes, the Arijo Theatre with Baba Salah and others. So he's someone that is grounded in the arts.
Definitely. You can see his artistry.
Exactly. So you see
very
that,
eclectic, you know.
you
and
see
you
that
see
his
dexterity
dance
in
dance.
dances, you know.
And so even at over 70, you still see him do some of those his dance steps, and you're wondering, I mean, this man is old though, let him not. So so if you were to take that, did that have, talking about his artistic lifestyle, did that have any impact on his personal life now without being an artist? You know how it is that generally you just look at as actors, musicians, as people who have no control over who comes into their lives or who they go into their lives. So his sojourn as an individual, as a music maker, as an artist, a father, a husband, how would you rate his journey in that aspect concerning, you know, who he moved with, who he got married to? We're not, I mean, I'm not sure even, I'm not sure I know how many wives he has, and things like that. So if you were to look at him as a family man, how would you describe him? Even you are chuckling.
Candidly speaking, I think I've met like 2 or 3 of his children, you know, and I think they gave me a good impression of the person he is, you know. And of course, I've interacted with him on several occasions, you know. And I know that he's a very, very, he's a genuine person. He's welcoming, he's warm, you know, and then he listens, you know, he wants to help. And then, of course, I think his lifestyle, to me, is enviable. As a musician, you know, Kese is good looking.
Oh yes, you can't take that away from him.
You know, he's good looking. He's athletic, and women love men that are good looking. And of course, it's in the face of everybody. You know, he knows his heart. Women love men that are successful too. He's successful. So he will be like a bee.
He attracts.
You know, like a honey.
Honeycomb attracts the bees,
yes. So women
Who would always want to be with him.
flock around him, you know. So one or two could resort into having babies, you know, getting married, and so on and so forth. But I feel, you know, they go together. You know, fame, women, money. You know, they go together. You know, but you know, people say fame, money, women, drugs, but that's not part of him. You know, you see that when he's on stage, it's natural. He does what he does naturally.
No influence.
No influence. So he's a role model in all applications to me. Say for the fact that, okay, he has many women. Well, he's a
That's
prince.
his choice.
He's a prince.
He's a prince.
You know, his
You
mother,
put it under that caveat. He's a prince.
his mother is from the
royalty.
Adeshina family, and his father, you know, is a royalty too. So what are we talking about? Please, let's
And he's
pardon him.
an African man.
He's an African man. You know, he can marry as many women as he loves. You know. So, and I've never heard of the children coming out to say, "Oh, Daddy could not pay my school fees." And he always emphasized one thing, you know, that education is very important. You know, he tells his children, no. For KSA, he wouldn't have loved any of the children to come into music. You know,
I don't think any of his child is.
No,
doing
there is.
Oh,
there are
there
two.
is. Oh,
Or three.
wow. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know two that are very active. You know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one was here the other day. I came here to have a meeting with him in his premises.
Oh,
in the
wow.
Biodun. So he has one that is even singing like him.
Ah,
you know?
I've
Yeah.
not-
So
I've
if you
never
see his
come
craft on stage, you think it's KSA.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
he dresses like KSA.
Like his
you know,
father.
yeah. So I feel he's fulfilled. You know, his career that started many decades ago, and it's still relevant today. Today in Nigeria, he's number one, whether we like it or not. He's number one Nigerian artist. He's the first person to get Grammy nomination, second time Grammy nomination for his album, Cisco System, and later Odu. So he's an achiever. You know, you know, sometimes the issue of women, you know, women sometimes you make an
I'm waiting for you to turn. Women sometimes they do what?
you make a man, you know. So men get lucky with women, you know.
You
So
make
men
a
get
man.
lucky, you know.
Okay, so you described him as an achiever, an icon. Now, then you also said he's number one. And now that has preempted the question that was on my mind about him putting Nigeria on the global scene in the entertainment industry. Can you share with us about that? Because many Gen Zs might not, and even people my age, might not understand his impact in the entertainment industry. Can you just share that with us?
His impact in the entertainment industry is enviable. If you look at his career path, you know, for somebody who was described by the New York Times, you know, as one of the greatest band leaders of our time. You know, that's what the New York Times described him, and that's how they describe him. And then other leading music newspaper or magazines in America also describe him as a breath of fresh air. That's what they call KSA, a breath of fresh air. I mean, considering the fact that African music is what they know for, you know, in America, but this one is different. And you can see what he does. Then, mind you, you know, his career also veered into other aspects of entertainment. For an African artist to be used in American movies, in Hollywood, is a lot. That is a huge recognition, you know. And then, of course, in Nigeria, we never had a Grammy nomination until KSA brought it. Until KSA brought it, and second time again. So I feel is enviable, and of course is somebody we should emulate.
Okay.
You know, so I know some other movies that I've seen. There's this raunchy teenage movie, OC and T. You know, they use his music too.
His music as a soundtrack.
Also, another Saturday night. You know, one more Saturday night. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember one more Saturday
We
night.
will take this very short break. When we return, we'll talk about a few collaborations that KSA has had to do in the course of his singing career. We'll be right back after this short break.
látinú ọkàn mi. Òkè kúkú Kupoluyi látinú ọkàn mi. Kò lè gbàgbé gbogbo oore rẹ̀ láti ká ewé mi bá. Ẹni tó fòun ti dára tẹ́mi lọ́rùn. Mo kàn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sábà mímọ́ olóore. Máa jọ ní tẹ́mi o, máa ṣọpẹ́.
I mean, if we leave that, we probably would dance out of the studio today. But let's quickly talk a little bit more before we wrap up the conversation this morning. Before we went on that break, I did say that when we return, we'll take a look at a few of his collabos. Of course, he did one with Manu Dibango.
Yeah.
Also, the one that everybody would connect with easily would be the family planning song he did with Oyeka Onwenu. I talked about how the wordings of that song on a daily basis, they hit me. And, you know, it's like...
Wait for me.
It's something that, you know, every day it stares you in the face. Like, if you're not ready, just don't even bother. So for him at that time to have made such a collaboration, I mean, singing entirely in English, for you, what did that represent at that particular point in time?
Well, it's about the fact that he's gifted. He's gifted, you know. And then we also need to thank KSA for one thing. You know, his course of music career will have changed if he had succumbed to the deal from Island Records. What we're talking about today will have changed. Because they will have probably taken him out of this place.
Right.
Like Manu Dibango and others that live abroad. You know, but KSA still find Nigeria home, Africa home.
Right.
You understand? And that is why his music is ever in our hearts. So all those, your comments about his collaboration with Oyeka Onwenu and others, you know, it's just because of the fact that he situated himself into our situation. We can put it that way. You know, so, and then he kept his eye on the ball. He never forgot the fact that, oh, this is where I'm coming from. I have to sing music that affects, promotes my culture, my environment, my African tradition, and my people. It puts our voice out there. You know, music, Nigerian music, okay, travel better than most Nigerians, even more than our government officials. You know, some people tell you, I know KSA. Yeah, if you go to US, they tell you, I know KSA. Those are people, they talk about Fela, KSA, Sonny, I mean, until the emergence of the likes of Whiskey and Burna Boy and with the video. But the man who actually put us on the map, okay, is King Sunny Ade.
Right.
So his music is ever constant. And that's because of the fact that it has the Africanness in it, you know. So to me, all the collaborations he made, you know, he needs to do more.
Okay. He needs to do more.
Especially with this younger generation.
Okay.
You know, he encouraged them to go into live music. You know, but he needs to do a lot with them, you know, in the studio, you know. But I think it's all about sponsorship. In a big brand, one big brand can come one day. Okay, Casey, going to the
Just
studio
do
with
this. With
this,
this, you
and,
know.
let's
Okay,
see
well,
what
we
can
need
do.
to wrap up. But before we go, let's quickly talk about something about him that trended a few weeks ago, where a young lady was said to have been so dead sure that KSA is her father and asking for a DNA. I would just like for you to talk about it before we wrap up.
Well, I think his lawyer has responded to that, and he has shown his willingness to meet the lady. You know, he's a very busy man.
Busy,
To be
yes.
candid, you know, we cover events, and I know that KSA is always built
To
to
perform.
perform. But he always would say one thing, that look, I'm not difficult to see. Find out where I'm performing. Come and meet me there. You know, and then the matter is settled. I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when we were all young,
sensational.
when we were young, we all get raunchy, you know, and then, you know, something happened here and there, you know. So it's expected of a very good-looking man, talented, you know.
Keep holding on to very good looking.
yeah.
So like that's a license for him to be entangled.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
All right.
He's one of the guys called, maybe those they call them pretty boys.
Pretty boys. All right. Thank you, Biodun Kupoluyi, for always finding time to be with us on the program. We
It's my
truly
pleasure.
appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And yes, just like taking a leaf from King Sunny Ade's life, please use your gifts, use your skills. Yours might not be singing, it might not even be in the entertainment space. It could be in the legal line. Make proper use of your skills and giftings, and you'll see how you soar so high. Yes, so that's my advice for you this morning and for myself too. So have a blessed weekend and happy Independence Day ahead. So join us on Monday for another interesting edition. I am Ibu Kumbankole.
Right, that will be where we will drop the anchor today. Morning Delight on Lagos Television. We've been here Monday through today. Thank you so much for watching. But remember to join the live studio as from 8 a.m. tomorrow as we celebrate the October 1st Independence Day. 8 a.m. tomorrow will be the time to join the Lagos Television live telecast. Thank you for watching. On behalf of the production crew and everyone who's made this week a success, thank you for all you do. We'll see you again on Monday on Morning Delight. Enjoy your weekend. I am Abimbola Bello.